found this on him, sir.
David Marsh, 47 Whiskin Road.
This is the informant, sir, Mr. Robinson.
You live here, Mr. Robinson?
Yeah, first floor flat there. I heard this noise like something heavy hitting the ground. Came out for a look and found him. I didn't realise it was a person at first.
Do you know the man?
No, never seen him before.
The doctor saw the body at 7:20, sir. Pronounced life extinct. And we've started door-to-door inquiries.
All right, George. Get Mr. Robinson's details. Thank you.
Sir. What number do you live at, Mr. Robinson?
OK to move him now, sir? Yes, get him off the street.
Good morning. PC Loxton, Sunhill. We're making inquiries about an incident. Have either of you seen or heard anything unusual in the last few hours?
And what sort of thing, officer?
Disturbance? Anything out of the ordinary?
No, I don't think so, have we?
No. It's quite noisy around here. There's always something going on.
You get so you don't take any notice?
Well, what kind of things do you expect to hear?
People coming and going, traffic. Like Pete says, you just shut it out.
Did you see anyone in particular coming and going this morning, early or late last night?
No.
We was dog-tired last night. You fell asleep in front of the telly, didn't you? I had to wake him up to come to bed.
Do you remember what time that was?
Late, about midnight.
I was a bit out of it.
And what time were you awake this morning?
6:30, 7:15.
I slept through the alarm.
Was there any activity outside then?
No, we don't get disturbed much up here in the mornings.
You just said it got pretty noisy.
It means we don't hear much of what happens down in the yard.
No one suggested anything happened down in the yard.
Yeah, but if it had happened, we wouldn't have heard it.
I see.
Sierra Oscar 1 from 218. Receiving, over.
Go ahead, George.
Yeah, preliminary examination of the body, sir. They found an unaccounted wound in the lower back. Could have been done with a knife.
OK, George, received. You better go and check the address on his ID.
On way, sir.
Sir. Flat 149, sir. Occupied by Peter Knowles and Valerie Hibbert. There's nothing I can put my finger on, but they just seemed very tense when I spoke to them.
How do you mean?
Well, they were answering for each other, and they seemed very adamant they hadn't heard anything.
All right, Steve, I'll come and have a word with them.
What now?
Inspector Monroe, Sun Hill. Do you mind if we come in?
We told him we didn't hear anything.
I want to make sure we've got the facts straight. Thank you. PC Loxton says you're very positive you haven't heard or seen anything unusual.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Nothing at all. Only most people react strongly when something happens, but not when nothing happens. Do you see what I mean?
No, I don't. What are you trying to say?
Did you have any visitors last night or this morning?
No.
Sure about that?
Well...
I know what it is, Pete. One of our wonderful neighbours has told him about that bloke.
So why didn't you tell me about that, though?
Well, he's no one special.
Why don't you let us judge that? It might be important.
A bloke come to the door.
When was that?
Late last night.
Who was it?
I don't know. You spoke to him, didn't you?
Just some bloke come to the wrong address.
I'm surprised you didn't mention this to PC Loxton.
Didn't think of it.
Is there anything else you haven't told us?
Think very carefully.
A bloke came and he went away, all right? We forgot about it.
You both forgot about it.
Yeah, what of it?
You've told my officer one thing and now you're saying another. I'd be very grateful if you come down to the station and see what help you can give us.
Hello. I'm PC Garfield's Sun Hill. Is this the right address for David Marsh?
Sometimes.
Would you be Mrs. Marsh?
Sometimes.
Do you mind if I come in, please?
Wipe your feet.
Here we go. Now cross those hands. Here we go. Now take it down. Good.
I may have some bad news for you, I'm afraid.
Has Dave done something?
Your husband's wallet was found on the body of a dead man. Now, he'll need to be identified, of course, but
Oh. What happened?
Well, we're not sure of the exact circumstances at present. We'll know more after the post-mortem.
Cup of tea?
Yeah, thanks. Is there anyone you'd like to get hold of? Company for you?
Not round here. Everybody I know's in Sunderland.
Is that where you're from?
Can't you tell?
When did you last see your husband, Mrs. Marsh?
Last night before he went out.
What time was that?
About 9:30.
Did he say where he was going?
No. I left him once for a year. I remember we were so broke I had to borrow the train fare home. I've only been back with him a couple of months.
So why did you go back to him?
He made some quick money somehow. He got in touch. He told me everything was going to be all right.
So he was working, was he?
Not regular. I don't know where the money came from, but it soon went. Then we were back to where we started. I told him he shouldn't have a wife. I told him that yesterday.
Did he take that hard?
He said he was owed some money. He was going to come back with a big fat cheque in his pocket. I was expecting him back, all full of himself. You turned up instead. He was always going to do things. Never happened, of course. Look at that pile of junk out there. He was going to clear that. It won't happen now, will it?
So, let's talk about this visitor you had last night. Would you know him again?
No, he spoke to Val.
Did he come in?
No.
Did you see him at all?
No.
So how can you be sure you didn't know him?
I'm sure Val said.
Oh, you just took a word for it.
You might have recognised the bloke. Val can't say you wouldn't have done, can she?
I suppose not.
I'll ask you again. Did you know the man?
I'd never seen him before.
So you did see him last night?
All right, I saw him. What of it?
Why did you say you didn't?
It's nothing to do with me. Come to see Val. Ask her.
What did he want?
He had some business with her. They were arguing.
You must have heard what was said.
He was threatening her.
Really? And you just stood by?
No, of course not.
So what did you do?
I threw him out.
Did you use violence?
I told him to go, and he went.
Can you describe the man for us?
Ordinary sort of bloke. Average height.
Age?
About 35.
Hair?
Dark.
What was he wearing?
I didn't really notice. It was dark.
Nothing else?
That's all I can remember, right? I've told you as much as I can.
Well, Mr. Knowles, 2 minutes ago you hadn't even seen the man. Now you're saying you threw him out of the flat. I'm not satisfied with what you've told us, so I'm detaining you here while we make further inquiries.
That's Dave. What happened to him?
He fell. That's all we know at present. We'll need to ask you some questions about your husband, Mrs. Marsh. Do you feel up to coming back to Sunhill now?
I won't be much use to you.
Just for some general background.
Aye, all right. I've got nothing better to do.
Andrew. Suspicious death on the Maycroft estate this morning, sir. David Marsh. His wife's identified the body.
Does Marsh live on the estate?
No, sir. We need to establish what he was doing there. His injuries are consistent with a fall from one of the balconies, but there's also a wound which could have been caused with a knife.
Witnesses?
The informant thinks he heard the body fall. We've got the occupants of one of the flats in for questioning, and I'm not satisfied with what they've said so far.
Do they have any connection with the victim?
Well, the story's all over the place. Originally, they hadn't seen anyone. Now they've admitted to having a visitor last night. I think there's more to come.
All right, Andrew, I'll talk to them now. Thank you, Steve.
Flash.
Interview with Peter Knowles. Those present, D.C.I. Meadows, D.C. lines. Now, I must caution you, Mr. Knowles, you don't have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but what you say may be given in evidence. Time is 10:12. Right, Mr. Knowles. We'd like you to tell us about this visitor who came to your flat last night. What time did he arrive?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
What do you mean? You were out when he came?
He was there when I come home.
What time was that?
About 10.
Was Valerie Hibbert there?
Of course she was. Who do you think let him in?
Had he come to see her particularly?
Yeah, I suppose so.
What happened when you arrived?
They was having a row. I could hear them from out in the passage.
Did you hear any of the conversation?
I picked up it was about money, so it was obvious, wasn't it?
What was obvious?
The geezer was a loan shark. He was threatening Val. I walk in, he tells me to disappear. I only live there, you know.
So what do you do?
What would you have done? I smacked him one.
Did you leave it at that?
I couldn't, he'd come back at me.
Describe what happened exactly.
Well, Val was trying to pull him off me. I don't know what happened.
How did the fight end up?
It just finished.
What state was the man in when it finished?
I don't know.
Well, was he conscious?
I don't know.
Did it all go wrong, Mr. Knowles?
I was protecting Val. It was his fault.
What do you mean it was his fault?
Val said he was dead.
What did you do with the body?
Got rid of it.
Did you drop it over the balcony?
Val said if we got it out the flat, no one could trace it to us.
Well, she got that wrong, didn't she?
We can use my office, Mrs. Marsh. We won't keep you too long. Excuse me 1 minute, George, could you?
Sir.
That's Marsh's wife, sir. Do you want a word with her?
No, you talk to her, Andrew. I'm going to stick with Knowles and Hibbert. It seems that Marsh died in their flat. Apparently, Knowles walked in and found him threatening Hibbert.
Oh, caught him with his pants down.
Well, Knowles reckons that Marsh was a loan shark.
It's possible. Mrs. Marsh was expecting her husband home with a load of cash. We could see what she's got to say about that.
Oh, Dave, a loan shark. He wouldn't have known what to do.
Does the name Peter Knowles mean anything to you?
No.
Or Valerie Hibbert?
What's she got to do with it?
You know her?
I know her. Not as well as Dave did, like. He was with her way back, before she got married. Maybe afterwards and all.
And she has a husband, then?
Did have. He ran off a while back.
What can you tell us about him?
I didn't know him, really. I heard stories, like. He used to come and go as it suited him. He put her in hospital once, apparently. She was too scared to put the finger on him, though.
Do you remember his name?
John, I think.
Going back to your husband, Mrs. Marsh, is there any chance he was still seeing Hibbert?
I had me suspicions. Ask her. You can't ask him now.
Knowles says he came home at 10 o'clock and found you with a man.
That's right.
Tell us about him.
He was just a bloke who wanted to see me.
About anything in particular?
I borrowed some money. Got myself in too deep. He wanted paying.
Did Knowles know about this?
Told him afterwards,
After what?
when the bloke had gone.
Does the name David Marsh mean anything to you?
Yeah.
Wasn't David Marsh the man that came to your flat last night?
Pete never told you that.
Answer the question.
Yeah.
He wasn't a loan shark at all, was he? Now, what was your relationship with David Marsh?
I used to sleep with him. Do you want the details?
Why did he come to see you last night?
Why do you think? He wanted to pick up where we left off.
But you made other arrangements.
Do I have to spell it out? I'm with Pete now.
All right, so what happened when Pete got back to the flat?
He lost his rag.
And?
They had a fight.
What were you doing?
I tried to break it up. I thought Pete was going to kill him.
Did he?
I couldn't stop it.
Describe what happened.
It was an accident. Pete only wanted to frighten him.
What did he use to frighten him?
A carving knife. Dave must have walked onto it.
What happened then?
Pete took him outside. Said he'd make it look like an accident.
Any joy? Hibbert, John, non-inquiry misper, reported last November. Presumably hasn't shown up yet. Interesting. Thanks, Matthew.
Thanks, Tosh.
What do you reckon, Josh?
A knife was used. That's all we know.
Oh, sir, Tosh. I've run a trace on Valerie Hibbert's husband. Gone AWOL by the look of it. Non-inquiry misper, reported last November.
How's Mrs. Marsh bearing up?
Taking it very well, sir.
Good. Well, you get her taken home, but make sure somebody stays with her.
George is looking after her, sir.
Good.
PC Garfield will give you a lift home when you're ready.
Will you be taking us to Sunderland now, then?
That's a bit out of his range. But if you are moving out, leave an address where we can reach you if necessary.
Well, by my reckoning, you had a dead body in your flat for most of the night.
We was trying to figure out what to do.
You say the man was a stranger to you. You must have asked Hibbert what it was all about.
I'd sussed it. He was a loan shark.
Did you check that with Hibbert?
Yeah, she said I was right.
How long have you known Valerie Hibbert?
Not long. 6 or 8 weeks.
Do you know anything about her life before you met her?
She had a hard time with her husband. He done her runner, that's about all I know.
Have you ever met her husband?
No, he was gone by the time I come on the scene.
Did Valerie Hibbert ever give you any indication that she knew the deceased David Marsh?
No.
She never mentioned that he used to be her lover?
No, she didn't. Who said that?
She did.
Rubbish, I don't believe it.
See, I suggest that you know very well who David Marsh was. He wouldn't leave Hibbert alone, so you killed him.
Is that what Val's been saying? Is she saying that?
You had all night to cook up the loan shark story to make what you did sound more plausible.
Look, I don't know what Val's been saying, but all I did was protect her. I never planned to kill anyone.
Why wouldn't she tell you who Marsh was?
I heard them arguing about cash. She owed the geezer money. That's what this was about.
Has Hibbert ever used a loan shark before?
Well, not that I know of.
So why use one now?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I was there, right, but that's all. Val said to get him out of the flat and act innocent. She said to drop him over the edge.
It was her idea?
Yeah, she said it couldn't be traced to us. If she knew different, then she was setting me up.
Do you mind if I stay with you for a while? It's boss's orders.
No, it's all right. I don't fancy being on my own much anyway. I was on my own most of the time, even when Dave was around. But at least I knew somebody was coming back at night. He wasn't always a prat, you know. Sometimes it was quite funny.
The body was in your flat for most of the night. Now, you and Knowles must have talked quite a lot during that time. But you never thought to mention that the dead man was your former lover.
I don't tell him everything. Why should I? It's my life.
Knowles had just killed the man to protect you, and it's none of his business.
It's a bit cold-blooded, isn't it?
I'd only have hurt Pete by telling him the truth. The damage was done anyway, and it was for the best. Dave Marsh was never going to leave me alone.
Was that a reason to kill him?
That wasn't meant to happen.
So there you were, nice and cosy with Knowles, and along comes Marsh from the past and threatens to ruin it all.
That's right.
You'd have been a lot better off without him, yeah?
Yeah.
What about your husband?
Who brought him into this?
When did you last see him?
Took off last year. Good riddance.
John Hibbert, isn't it?
Yeah?
Weren't you afraid he might show up?
No. He's gone.
So Marsh was more of a threat to your happiness than your husband?
Yeah.
Your husband doesn't seem to feature very much.
That's all behind me. I thought you wanted to talk about Dave Marsh.
Suspect stands up. All right, so what was so special about David Marsh?
He could have broken up what I had going with Pete.
So could your husband?
I told you. John wasn't the problem.
You didn't have any problem letting your husband go, so what was so difficult about Marsh?
What are you trying to say?
He wanted money off you. Why?
What did he have on you, Valerie?
I was never going to have any kind of a life with him around.
What did he know about you, Valerie?
Nothing. You're wrong.
Am I?
He didn't have anything on me. He did it.
What did he do, Valerie?
He got rid of John.
David Marsh got rid of your husband.
Yeah.
Can you be clearer?
Dave killed him.
Why?
He thought that's what I wanted.
And what gave him that idea?
He thought I was going to pay him, and that was good enough for Dave. Anything for a quick profit, anything.
You offered Marsh money to kill your husband?
It was something I said in anger, not serious. I didn't believe him when he told me he'd done it. And then he showed me the body and said I had to pay him or I'd end up the same way.
So you paid up?
Yeah.
And what about last night? What did he want then?
He wanted more money. I didn't have any. You wouldn't believe me. Then Pete came home and laid into him.
And where did the knife come from? Did you get it from the kitchen, Valerie? For the tape?
Yeah.
And did you stab him?
He killed my husband. And he wasn't going to let me have a life. What else could I do?
How did Marsh kill your husband, Mrs. Hibbert?
Backed his van into him up against the wall.
And where was the body when he showed it to you?
In the back of the van.
What did he do with it?
Buried it.
Where?
Sir?
What sort of a state is Mrs. Marsh in?
All right, sir. Seems quite a strong person.
Good, because I need to have a word with her.
Right, sir. She's upstairs in the sitting room.
Sir?
D.C.I. Meadows, Mrs. Marsh. I'm sorry, but we need to look in your garden. It won't take long. It's just that we believe there might be some evidence buried there.
Somewhere around here, innit? Right-hand corner, facing the house.
That's what she said.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a clear patch.
Come on, Rod. Help us to shift this, eh?
Jim?
Yeah. Somebody's had these slabs up.
There should be pattern.
Well, you may have to stay here, where we can reach you, while we look into the circumstances of your husband's death.
Dave was up to something, wasn't he?
We think he might have been involved in a serious crime.
What are they doing out there?
I'll go and tell the D.C.I. Gov? He's there.
Right. Get Jim and Rod to stay with the body, and I'll get onto area.
Okay.
What's happened?
I'm afraid we found some human remains, Mrs. Marsh.
Someone buried in my back garden.
I'm afraid so.
Why, how long's it been there?
Several months, we think.
And Dave knew about it.
That's all I can tell you for the moment, Mrs. Marsh.
But I've been living in this place, and Dave never said a word, and I've been living here all that time.
Not anymore, though, eh?
Why, who was it? Do you know?
It was nobody who meant anything to you. Now, is there anything else you need?
No, yes, I haven't got any cash. How am I going to get home?
George, get to Sun Hill, will you? And we'll issue you with a travel warrant.
Sir.
One way'll do.
You found it then? It was where I said.
We found a body. It'll need to be identified.
Dave Marsh was going to hold that over me for the rest of my life. He'd have bled me dry.
He'd have had to risk incriminating himself.
I knew the body was there. He threatened to point the finger at me unless I gave him what he wanted.
And you believed him?
Couldn't afford not to, could I? Last night I had the chance to be free of him. And I took it.
And by good fortune, you had Knowles there, ready to take the rap for you.
Yeah. Well, Pete's a decent bloke.